UFC 315 takes place in Montreal, Canada this weekend. And in the main event, we have Belal Muhammad taking on Jack Della Maddelena. In the co-main event, we have Valentina Shevchenko taking on the number one contender, Manon Fiorot. Two title fights, I'm never going to complain, especially, Canada pay-per-view. We know they don't always stack those events. We're going to bust into this card. My name is BetSam, and we are going to start from the bottom of the card, work our way through the top. There will be timestamps, so you can click through to each fight you want to jump to. Let's break into the breakdowns and predictions. Let's go. First fight, we have Brad Katona taking on Begzat Almakhan. Brad Katona sitting at a plus 140 underdog. The comeback on the favorite, minus 160 for Begzat Almakhan. And this one's kicked up a lot of dust, especially, within the communities that I've been listening to. A lot of people on Brad Katona here saying, Brad Katona is a proven competitor. Begzat Almakhan is basically just known for dropping Iman Nurmagomedov. And while that is true, if you go back and you do a little tape study on Begzat, you can see that he has power in his hands. He's got power in his kicks. This dude is absolutely explosive. And while his showcase against Iman Nurmagomedov wasn't the best, it's not exactly like we've seen Brad Katona take on same level competition so that we have a comparable, performance to adjust to here. Brad Katona is incredibly game. This is his second stint in the UFC. And, against Begzat Almakhan here, I can see why people would think that Brad Katona has an edge here. He's a very complete mixed martial artist, but he's going to be at a slight size disadvantage here and a big power disadvantage. So I do like Begzat Almakhan to get this one done. I think that he's just going to have the bigger moments. Perhaps he drops Brad Katona once or twice, but I do think this fight does go the distance. So if you want to ride with your Canadian boy, Brad Katona on the first one, I do get it, but I'm going to be going with Begzat Almakhan with a slight lean there to start us off. Then we have Daniel Santos taking on Yong Lee. And you might be looking at this graphic saying, well, Yong Lee is now the favorite. Yong Lee was my underdog opportunity, and if you were a We Want Picks premium member, then you would have got Yong Lee at plus 150. He was a massive underdog. I didn't understand the line. The public has jumped on it, and Yong Lee has been driven all the way to a clear favorite here. It's no longer even a pick 'em. He is driving down even further. I wouldn't be surprised if come fight night, he's sitting at $1.70, $1.65, somewhere around there. Almost closing in on that minus 200, minus 180 mark. Yong Lee is a large fighter who has a 73-inch reach. He is primarily a striker, but he showcases very strong takedown defense, referencing especially in his fight against Blake Builder, where he stopped almost all of the takedowns and even got some offensive takedowns of his own with a lot less energy required. In this matchup here against Daniel Santos is coming off of a 2-year layoff where he had his last outing was against Johnny Munoz, and then prior to that, a round 2 stoppage over John Castaneda. And I do want to reference the John Castaneda fight more in reference to this one because John Castaneda was piecing Daniel Santos up. He wobbled him multiple times with head kicks, dropped him with straights. He had him wobble with straights, and Daniel Santos was just there to be absolutely picked off. And the only thing that happened really was that Daniel Santos stayed around. John Castaneda, it seemed like he had either an adrenaline dump or just got exhausted from trying to knock this man out. In this matchup here, Yong Lee will stay measured, I believe, and I think that he will find the finish of Daniel Santos because I don't think he's going to force it, especially after his last outing where he went against Hyder Emil, went into the fire and got caught with a 30-plus punch combination that ended up being a round 1 stoppage. I think he's going to go back to his roots here, practice using his range management, stop any takedowns that Daniel Santos comes with, and ultimately just be the better fighter. So I like Yong Lee here. I like his size. Give me the Korean Tiger to win this fight by knockout. Let's go. Then we got Marc-Andre Barrera, Mark the Power Bar. Another Canadian on this card here, taking on Bruno Silva. And this matchmaking, I think, is pretty favorable for the Canadians. If you're a Barrera fan, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, especially being Canadian, then you're going to be happy to see that he's taking on Bruno Silva because Bruno Silva, I think he's 2-6 or 2-7 in his last 8 or 9 fights. He's definitely on a massive losing trajectory. I know he's lost his last 4 fights, and it just seems like he doesn't have it. Whatever it is that he used to have to be able to close people out, get a head kick, knockout of Brad Tavares, the round 1 upside that he used to have just seems like it's left the building, Whereas Marc-Andre Barrera, he still seems like he's able to push a pace, still seems like he's going to get dirty, get a little bit grimy, do some dirty boxing. it seems like he's still game, still wants to push the pace, has the cardio to back himself up here. So I have to pick him here against Bruno Silva. And the line is not bad, man. I mean, minus 140 here in this matchup, given the trajectory. And I know Marc-Andre Barrera has lost 3 in a row as well. But the tier level of competition that he is for, your Chris Curtis's, your Joe Pfeiffer's, that's a lot better than an old retiring Chris Weidman who is just poking Bruno Silva repeatedly in the eyes, and UFC newcomers, all the rest of it. So I'm going to go with the power bar here. I think he finds a late finish here over Bruno Silva. It doesn't seem like Bruno Silva wants to be in here, man. I think this is going to be his retirement fight. I think that they're giving a nice layup here for Marc-Andre Barrera. And honestly, this could be Marc-Andre Barrera's retirement fight as well. He's definitely been around the block long enough that I think he's not going to make it to a championship, but he could go out on a win here on home turf here in Canada. So we'll see. I think that Marc-Andre Barrera gets the W here though, and gets the home crowd revving. Then we have New Zealand's own Navajo Silva. The Navajo. This is my own nickname I give him. Navajo, the Silverback Sterling. It's not his official nickname, but I call him the Silverback. He's huge. This man he's like a big white gorilla. Navajo Sterling is coming in here against Iman Ursin. And if you guys haven't been keeping up with Navajo Sterling, check his Instagram and his YouTube channel. Navajo Sterling puts out fantastic, high-level content. So if you want to go check him out, check out his fight journey. He gives you an insight on what it's like to get a weight cut, shows you what it looks like in the fight week preparations and all the rest of it. Navajo Sterling is arguably he is honestly the greatest new talent coming out of New Zealand. We already have established talent like Kai Kara-France, Dan Hooker, but as far as new fighters putting on the map, Navajo Sterling is right up there. He's a true Kiwi bloke as well, and he, I've had the opportunity to speak with him, and I'm telling you, man, Navajo Sterling is an absolute killer that not only has the skills, the frame, and the mentality to be in here, but he has been given a path. He has watched the fighters like Carlos Ulberg. He has watched Israel Adesanya. He's been there beside Dan Hooker. He's got Kai Kara-France in there. He even has Aaron Tao, who's been on the Dana White's Contender Series. He has brothers in arms in abundance, He even has a Kiwi fighter, Brando. You guys might not know of him yet, but I believe he's going to one day make his way over to the UFC as well. So, shout out to Brando. The boys there at City Kickboxing, I'm telling you, people are hanging on to Israel Adesanya, but Izzy was the starting and the beginning of this drive of fighters. We've got fighters here out in New Zealand that are going to make their way into the UFC. And Navajo Sterling, people are low on him after his last performance. But I'm telling you, man, this matchup here against Iman Ursin, he is going to chew the boxer, Iman Ursin's leg up to pieces, then polish him up with either a left hook or a right straight in round 2. I'm taking Navajo Sterling to win this fight. Round 1, round 2, knockout. He's going to put on a statement, put this division on notice, and the future is bright for Navajo, the Silverback Sterling. He is the Slam of the Week. Go bet on him now or regret it later, ladies and gentlemen. We have Modestas Bukauskas taking on Iman Coutaba. This matchup here, the line kind of surprised me because I was able to pick up Modestas Bukauskas as a slight dog here. Now, the line is moving towards him, but Iman Coutaba is still holding his value. There are Iman Coutaba believers out there. And I believe a lot of that is to do with his performance against Iman Ursin, and his performance against Turkish Power, Ibo Aslan. So, Iman Coutaba has had some favorable matchmaking, you might say. Modestas Bukauskas on the other side, he has had inconsistent performances, but since returning to the UFC, he's looked pretty good. He's been able to pass the test, even though the fights haven't been particularly clean. Even his last outing, he did kind of get wobbled at one point. He still finds a way to power through, and I like his finishing instinct and his size here. I think that if Iman Coutaba comes in with some sloppy grappling and gets reversed, Modestas Bukauskas will polish him up. And on the feet, he is the better striker. Even though Iman Coutaba has the power to be able to shut his lights off, I'm going to go with Modestas Bukauskas to get it done. Give me the Baltic Gladiator to keep his win streak alive. Let's go. Then we got Mike Mallet taking on Charles Radkkey. Mike Mallet, the Canadian, he's taking on Charles Radkkey here. And people are low on Mike Mallet because his last performance against Trevin Giles seemed like he didn't really want to engage. And, I say people, I was low on his last performance as well. And, ultimately, I did come into this one looking to pick Charles Radkkey. He's 5'9", man. I know, he's got some power. He beat Matt Semmelsberger, but Matt Semmelsberger's on his way out the door as well. Mike Mallet here on home turf. Even though he burned me once before against Neil Magny, I'm still going to ride with my boy here. Give me proper Mike Malott to defeat Charles Radkkey. I like his frame in this. I think he's going to come in more focused than ever. He's going to mix it up. He's going to utilize the range. He even said it himself. This is going to be the Matador and the Bull. He's looking to kite Charles Radkkey around the octagon and tag him up from the outside. And I think he'll be successful in doing so. Then we have Benoit Saint-Denis against Kyle Preple. This is a matchup that really shouldn't be taking place, but Benoit Saint-Denis' opponent, Joel Alvarez, has pulled out. So Canada's boy, Kyle Preple, is stepping in to save the show, keep Benoit Saint-Denis on the card here, and the lines reflect that because Benoit Saint-Denis minus 1,200, Kyle Preple plus 750. I don't really even need to break down the fact that Benoit Saint-Denis should win this fight. But the line here, I honestly kind of want to say is a little bit wide. He should find a round 1, round 2 finish. But Kyle Preple, he is still a game fighter. And Benoit Saint-Denis has kind of been dropping the ball. If this was the Benoit Saint-Denis on his win streak, I'd be like, line makes sense. Sign me up. Let's go. Let's look for the finishing prop. But Benoit Saint-Denis at the moment where, he's been finished up by Dustin Poirier, pieced up by Renato Moicano. It's uncertain how he's going to bounce back. I know he's a young dude, but he's already taken a lot of damage under the UFC banner, man, and I don't like it. So Kyle Preple here, I'm not going to say he's a live dog, but Benoit Saint-Denis at $1.08. He's going to be staying well away from any of my parlays. I'm not going to be putting him in a single slip. I genuinely don't think there's going to be a single piece of action for me on this fight unless I can find a fight does not go the distance sitting at higher than $1.20, which I doubt it's going to be sitting that high. So it's probably a straight pass for me. I will be sitting there eating my popcorn, drinking my beer, and enjoying this fight, though. Alexa Graasso taking on Natalyia Silva. Natalyia Silva, tiny little dynamite here, 5'4", jumps in. She does that striking with this. There's a lot of noise going on with all the strikes of Natalyia Silva, and she's good looking enough that it's not annoying, so that's okay. But she's a complete mixed martial artist here, coming in 18-5 record. Even though there's those 5 losses on there, she is absolutely an incredible talent. You can see that in her win streak at the moment. She's putting UFC fighters on notice. She's got great movement, great striking, and pretty decent grappling to back it up here. Alexa Graasso here, sitting at a massive underdog. I really don't know why the line is quite so wide because Alexa Graasso has been tied up in multiple fights now with Valentina Shevchenko. And even though Natalyia Silva has been surging, I think this is going to feel like a little step down, a little breath out of her lungs here because she's not taking on the absolute, multi-time world champion. What is it? 8 title defenses in a row, usually sat around the minus 600 to minus 1,200 favorite Valentina Shevchenko. That's not the fight she has in front of her. This is a girl that she's going to have an experience edge over. She's going to be able to come in here and know, look, I've been in multiple 5-round fights now. This is only a 3-rounder. I can, rev the throttle a little bit harder in this matchup here. So I'm going to take the dog here. I'm going to go Alexa Graasso here. And this is a price play for me. Yes, Natalyia Silva's been surging. Yes, she's younger, all the rest of it. But Alexa Graasso has shown some absolute level ups in her game. I know that she was taken down multiple times by Valentina Shevchenko, but I want to reiterate, Shevchenko is probably one of the best flyweights, if not the best flyweight to ever exist on this planet. So, Alexa Graasso here against Natalyia Silva. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is going to be a defining performance for Natalyia Silva, but I'm going to go with the old guard to get it done as an underdog. Give me Graasso. Then we have Jose Aldo. Speaking of old guard, there isn't an older guard than Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo coming in against Iman Zahabi. Jose Aldo, former featherweight GOAT, former featherweight champion. Now he's down here at bantamweight, 38 years old, still looking fast, still firing on all cylinders. And his striking technique is still here. The one knock that I think everybody has on Jose Aldo is his output. If he just threw 20% more, I think that he would be a glaring favorite in a lot of matchups. But he throws out a lot of feints. He throws out a lot of feints. He throws out a lot of feints. He stops some takedowns. He throws out some more feints. He throws out some more feints. And then there's a low kick or a 1-2. And that's the biggest thing that's been wrapping my head around this entire week. It's not, is Iman Zahabi better than Jose Aldo? It's, can I trust Jose Aldo to unleash some strikes? Can I actually expect him to go out here and let his hands go? And it's still probably I can't trust him, but I'm going to go with him because Jose Aldo here is defying time. I often sit in this chair and I preach to you guys about this guy's old. He's going to get whomped. This guy's on a downward slope. And I'm always talking about that. But Zahabi's 37 years old as well. This is no spring chicken that's standing across from him. Yes, there's a lot more miles on the clock for Jose Aldo, more 5-round fights, more championship fights, just more fights in general. So yes, he's been burning his body for longer, but I liked what he was talking about in his preparation here. I like the way that they've been saying they're looking to reanimate the aggressiveness within Jose Aldo. Whether it's fight talk or not, we're going to find out. But I'm going to ride with the King of Rio here to defeat Iman Zahabi on home territory. I know it's in Canada, but I think that the people are going to love some Jose Aldo here. He's a fan favorite no matter where he goes in the world. So give me Jose Aldo to get it done. I think he wins this fight by decision. Then we have Valentina Shevchenko taking on Manon Fiorot. And if you guys haven't guessed it already, the respect that I have for Valentina Shevchenko is immense. Valentina Shevchenko as an underdog here, I'm not going to kite around and talk about Manon Fiorot's skill, all the rest of it. I have to play Valentina Shevchenko. I played Weili Zhang against Tatiana Suarez. I'm going to play Valentina Shevchenko here against Manon Fiorot. Look, Manon Fiorot, for all of her strengths, which is strength, she is huge, she is massive. The nickname is the Beast. She is a little bit one-dimensional for my liking. She doesn't get enough takedowns. She doesn't showcase enough, enough technique in other areas. It's a lot of sliding back, looking for a big left hook, sliding back, looking for a counter strike. There's just a lot of that. Valentina Shevchenko has rounded out her game to a completeness. She has takedowns. She has striking. She has grappling. She has submissions. She has everything that you can imagine. She has KO power sometimes. Shevchenko, even though she's older here, she is a lifelong mixed martial artist. No matter how old Shevchenko gets, martial arts is intertwined with her fate for forevermore. She is a lifelong mixed martial artist. Even in the embedded videos you can watch, she says the beauty of mixed martial arts is you can train anywhere in the world, whether you're out in nature, whether you're in with people. Once you understand martial arts, you can become fit, you can get yourself in shape no matter where you are in the world. And I truly believe that. Shevchenko is never going to turn up here not on shape, not on weight, not doing the things that she's supposed to do. Manon Fiorot is huge. She's going to have a size advantage and a strength advantage. And does it concern me? Absolutely. But at underdog pricing, it doesn't fucking matter. Give me Valentina Shevchenko. Give me the bullet to notch another title defense and remain the champion. In the main event, we have Belal, remember the name, Muhammad, taking on Australia's own Jacques Della Maddelena. And this is going to be an unpopular pick for me because, New Zealand and Australia, we're little brothers, Australia, the big landmass, New Zealand, the little one. We're right next to one another. And generally, we cheer for each other's athletes. In this instance, I'm not doing that. I'm not going for Jacques Della Maddelena. I'm going for Bully B, Belal Muhammad. And listen, this slide says $1.53. Belal Muhammad is sitting at $1.60 right now. The line is closing. The public is on Jacques Della Maddelena, and public money continues to pour in. The reason I am going to go with Belal Muhammad is because I have seen who he has chose to surround himself with time and time again. He has gone to seek every part of the globe, and he has gone to, the Dagestanis. He's gone to different American camps. He has trained all around the world. He has humbled himself time and time again. Belal Muhammad does not go around saying, I am the best in the world because of this, because of that. He goes around the world seeking the best in the world to train him to become the best in the world. He will openly say that he was getting ragdolled by Khabib Nurmagomedov. And people go, oh, well, he's up at welterweight. He shouldn't be getting ragdolled by Khabib. Khabib Nurmagomedov is the greatest lightweight that has ever existed. And I will stand on that all damn day, okay? His grappling was unmatched. Even Islam will tell you the same thing. So Belal Muhammad going over there, training with the Dagestanis, training with the likes of Islam, getting those reps in. I think it really leveled up his game, and it seems like he's been able to blend the mixed martial arts about as good as anybody in the welterweight division. So Jacques Della Maddelena, is he the better boxer? Yeah, sure. Is he more dangerous? Sure. Is he the better mixed martial artist? I don't think so. I believe Belal Muhammad is going to blend in the takedowns. He is going to come in with the pressure. And unless Jacques Della Maddelena can hurt Belal Muhammad, and I mean truly hurt him, put him down, put him out, it's not going to be his day. So either Jacques Della Maddelena comes in here and knocks Belal Muhammad out, or he doesn't leave with a championship belt there. So give me Belal Muhammad to win this fight. Remember the name. And still, that is going to be the breakdown, guys. If you enjoyed, please consider becoming a We Want Picks premium member. And, It's only $10 a month. You can sign up using the link in the description of this video. Code BetSam for 10% off. I will see you all at the cash counter, and I'll also be doing a watch party for this event. So come around, hang out with your boy, pick up some betting tips. Let's make some money and enjoy the events. Thank you for watching.